Well, welcome to this month's episode of Keepin It Real Business, Body, and Life. I hope you are finding glory in the grind. As you watched last month's episode and we talked about that is in the grind that really your success comes. Now, this month, we have another great lineup for you. We're going to give you different ideas on your business. This month, we're going to hone in on coaching, right? We're going to hone in how to be effective with your coaching. You're going to see you can mentor the masses, but you coach a few. So definitely be able to tune in for that. And I also have another great speaker that was with us last month. Speaking of glory in the grind, Brandi Barclay is back this month, and she's going to be sharing with you how to make sure that you're keeping yourself filled. Because you, as a leader, as a sponsor, as a mentor, you have to be able to fill your cup every day. So what are those daily practices that you do each day that helps in creating the success, business, and body and life that you desire? Well, welcome to this episode of Business. We're going to be talking about real coaching for real results. You know, I've coached a lot of people over the years, and I've worked with so many leaders. And if there was anything that became really clear to me, is that you can mentor the masses, but you only coach a few. So what do I mean by that? Mentoring. You can hold your Facebook Lives. You can have your groups. You can do your webinars. But coaching is more of a personal result. I had so many leaders come to me, right? Now, I think you can relate to this. You know, month after month, day after day, week after week, whatever that is for you, so many people will come to you and say, you know, I'm looking for more bookings. I'm looking for more sales. I'm looking for more customers. And naturally, you, as their sponsor, their mentor, or their leader, you give them a laundry list of things to do, right? You know, go here, watch this video, read this book, connect with this person. And then you think that's coaching. And the next month they come to you again and they say, I still need help. And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I just gave you a laundry list of things to do. Why didn't you do any of that? I mean, that's the best coaching out there. And what I really realized was that coaching was more personal. Coaching is about a commitment on both parts. Remember what I just said. You can mentor the masses through your Facebook Lives, through your training. But what does really coaching look like? Coaching means about getting raw and real. You understand their dreams. You understand their goals. You are committed to them. You have just as much skin in the game as they do, and you help them achieve their goals, whatever that is, within the time that they want. So when I talk about coaching, what I really want you to think about, here we are, it's February, a lot of you are having new product launches, people are getting re-engaged into their business. So I want you to think about, who do you want to authentically coach? Who do you want that personal relationship with? And what is that going to look like? And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be speaking later this month to a group in Tampa. And it is going to be about coaching. So what I wanted to do was take a very condensed approach and share here with you and some of the exact words that I share with my group that has given them amazing results. So first I want you to think about, you know, how many people do you want to take on? Because coaching conversations is a commitment on your part as well. They're usually 30 minute to an hour long conversations. They're usually over, you know, every single week you're committed to them. They're normally over a 30 up to a 90-day commitment. So do you want to have 2 coaching conversations a week? Because that is 2 hours of your time that you are completely dedicated. So maybe you want to only have 6 to 8 people that you are personally coaching a month outside of your personal training that you're doing, right? Mentoring the masses. So I always think that I like to break it out. Maybe you want to spend one of the months, maybe in March, I want to be able to re-engage people into the business, right? Maybe you want to look at that group and think, I want re-engagement. And we'll talk about engaged, maybe disengaged, new, maybe emerging leaders, whatever that is. Think about the group you want, and then how are you going to reach out to them, and how are you going to offer the commitment of coaching? Because remember, it's an agreement. It's a commitment on both of your ends. So for an example, perhaps there's some, you have some people in your group and you're thinking to yourselves, they were really gung-ho at first and then something happened, right? Life does happen. Life happens, we get sidetracked. It could be with our kids, our family, our spouse, whatever that is, but you want to re-engage them. So some of the words that I want to help you, so I hope you have a piece of paper and pen out, because maybe you could even say something like, I was asked to think of someone with potential who wanted to grow, and I thought of you. Again, I was asked to think of someone with potential that wanted to grow, and I thought of you. And then make it personal. I know how much you love this business. I remember when you were doing X, Y, and Z. Is this something you would be interested in? You could be picking up the phone saying this. You could be sending an email saying this. Because remember, you want to lead with why you're reaching out, lead with what you see with them, and then even say, would you be interested in this? I would love to personally coach you. And if they respond back to you, you can see that this is somebody who is committed. Because so many people say, oh my gosh, I really thought this person would be great. I'm constantly messaging them. They never get back to me. And I always say, listen, don't waste your time with perhaps people who, maybe they joined the business, they wanted to do it, but something changed in their life. Don't take it personally. Perhaps, they would rather go back to a customer or just not a good time for them. So being able to reach out, have people respond to you that said, raise their hand and say, yes, I would love to have you help me. That is somebody you want to be able to spend the time with. That is somebody that you can move into the business. Maybe it's somebody that's disengaged. Something that I've over the years, that I've really helped tweak over the years to kind of get someone disengaged, right, is I know we haven't talked in a while. Because a lot of people say, gosh, Tracey, I haven't talked to them in a while. I don't know about reaching out. And lead with that. I know we haven't connected or talked for a while. I wanted to see how your business is going. Are you satisfied with your business? I'd love to be able to help you reach your goals. I know we haven't committed and we haven't connected in a while. I want to see how things are going. Is your business giving you what you wanted? Because I'm going to be quite frank with you. I remember personally having this conversation with someone. I really thought to myself, I wanted to coach them. I wanted to take their business to the next level. And they got back to me and they said, yes, I'm satisfied with my business. I don't want to do any more, Tracey. And I remember thinking, whoa, here I was month after month thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I know they could be, really committed. I think they could be doing more than what they're doing. But you know what? They were satisfied with their business. What's wrong with that? Isn't that what success is? Success is whatever we want out of the business. You've heard me say this before. I'm not here to define success for you. Success may be, having a few $100s in sales a month or to have a huge team. It doesn't matter. But you can see how being able to reach out like this, it makes that true commitment of you as a leader and a coach. And maybe you want to spend a month, you've brought in a lot of new people into your organization. And maybe you want to reach out to them and say, welcome to, our team, our organization. I am committed to your success. I love how enthusiastic you are on Facebook. I would love to personally coach you over the next 30 days to help you get started. Would you be interested in that? You constantly have to ask permission. Would you be interested? Can I get a commitment from you? Super important when it comes to coaching. So I want you to think about, who do you want to reach out to? Who do you want to coach and how? The next thing I want to share with you that has definitely worked, that I've formulated over the years, and I call this the coaching cycle. All right. So again, I'm going to ask, I know you don't have this in front of you, and I always usually pass this out whenever I speak, but it's a coaching cycle and divided up into 4 sections. And here's what I'm going to say with you. This will make your coaching seamless. It's going to be successful for you and successful for them. And I first call it mining and listening. And the first thing, it's all about them. That I want you to, I don't care if they've been in the business for a year or 2. Why did you join the business? Why did you choose this business? Just listen. That's all I want you to do, right? Is your business providing you with what you wanted? That's an important question. Maybe they wanted, freedom. Maybe they wanted to be part of a community or tribe. No matter what that is, you need to ask them, is this business providing you with this, right? Are you satisfied with your results? I love this particular, this has helped me coach so many people. Paint me a picture of what the perfect business month looks like for you. And then let them think about that. Do you want to work your business 2 days a week? Do you want to, maybe you're a party business. Do you want to be able to hold one party a week? Maybe you love doing events. Do you want to do an event a month? Maybe you love doing your business online. No matter what that looks like, paint me a picture of what the perfect business month looks like for you. How many hours? How much time? How many sales? What is it? That helps you and lead and guide them so that, again, you're listening to them. It's not about you as a leader telling them what to do, making them feel bad, telling them what success is. They're defining it. Now you're having this commitment, right? And then I always say, if you are able to achieve this in your business and life, how will your life be different? If you're able to get $500 extra a month, I've heard people say, Tracey, I'd be able to buy a car. I'd be able to have a savings account, go on vacation. I always want to know, what do you want? How much time? But how will your life be different? Because when I can always circle back to that, that is their commitment too. They need to hear themselves say that out loud. So that's the mining section. Now I want you to go have your paper there, and here's the second. Remember, I have it into 4. I call it the coaching cycle. So the second one is the mirroring and creating solutions, right? So here's what I always say is I always love to build, and then I'll say to them, if you would like, I'd love to have a conversation with you next week. What I want you to do, you want to give them homework. I want you to write down everything you've tried that hasn't worked. Then I want you to write down everything that you would love to try, but you haven't done yet, and what is holding you back. All right? And then say, can we set up another call for next week and set that time up? Now, when you go back, this mirroring, creating solutions, the next week you call, I always like to say, because you can imagine when you've asked somebody to dig deep, you'll say, I'm sure you've thought about our conversation since last week. Has there been anything that's changed? Are your goals still the same? Is there anything, when I asked you to paint the perfect business month, what does that look like? Has that changed for you? You want to make sure you ask them that, because lots of times they're like, wow, somebody's committed to me. Now, maybe I've changed my mind. But then what I simply just want you to do is refer back to that homework. Because here's what's happened before. People have shared with me things they've tried that hasn't worked. And I'll say, well, tell me more about that. What were the words you used? And I was able to help them tweak it. They can go out and tweak that same activity. Now they're getting results. Now I'm helping them put in place things they haven't done yet, but they've wanted to try. I also then say, okay, let's set a goal. Maybe it's video. Let's say, for example, right? So this is going to get into step 3. It's all about action. Maybe they want to do more video. And I say, okay, if it's video that you want to do, are you committed to doing that? Let's set up a time. Could you do 1 video by next Thursday? What is that topic going to be? Do you need to get a babysitter? I always like to ask, what is going to hold you back? What is going to stop you? Do you need me to follow back up with you next week? What can I do to support you? That's that commitment. And again, what can you do? Steps and action, right? And then again, on the reflection. Remember, I like to say to them, I heard you say, if your business month looks like this, if you do these things and you was to get an extra $500, you said that this is the impact it'd make in your life. Is that something that you still want? Can you do this? So you can see just by using some of these questions, be able to really help them, how this coaching is different than training the masses. So I hope that you're able to implement some of these simple things into your business and that you're able to have effective coaching. I want you to be able to maximize the time that you have in your business. And I look forward to seeing you next month as we grow upon more ideas to be able to help in maximizing your time in your business. Well, welcome to this episode of Life. And in this episode, we have Brandi Barclay back, and she's going to share more with you on being able to be your best self. As I've gotten to know Brandi, and she has shared her personal story with me, she has shared something with me that I thought was very special, near and dear to you, and I really wanted to bring it to all of you because I would just say being business owners, being a wife, being a mother, being all these things. You know, I talk a lot about self-care, filling ourselves up, because every day is anxiety. And we're really not good at receiving, especially as women. And I know something that Brandi does, you know, she talked about last month, building authentic relationships, really being your best self. But, you know, there's a lot of pressure on being able to be your best self every day, showing up and juggling everything. And so this month, I really wanted to bring Brandi back with us and really talk about how she, you know, really kind of, I want her to share a personal journey and story, but how she then every day make sure that she's filled up to give to others, because that's what this business is all about. But Brandi, I don't want to say too much more because I want you to share with the audience so much, you know, because it's just an incredible story and just really what God brought you through. But if you wouldn't mind sharing with everybody kind of the day that you kind of was on your knees, right? We've all fallen to our knees. And if you don't mind.
That one day.
I know, I feel like that was that day. I mean, I just never forget.
You know that one day I lost my mind? Yeah. Never again.
Right.
Never had another bad day. That was so funny. Well, thank you. This is a near and dear experience to me because it taught me so much and it was such a valuable lesson. Years ago, my family had experienced a tragedy and we were all going to take a quick trip and all be together. And I just started to have complete anxiety. Of course, we all have little anxieties, but this day I was packing my bag and I literally couldn't catch my breath. And I'd never experienced that before. I didn't even know it was anxiety. I thought, okay, what's wrong with me? I can't swallow. I have a walnut in the back of my throat. I can't focus. And of course, you know, what do we all do? We go to Google. What's happening? What's up? Freaking out. It says you're having a panic attack. Yeah. And even that made me go, oh my gosh, like I am really stressed about anticipating something that's not even happening. Just the environment that I was about to go be in and not knowing what that's going to look like. I was really struggling. I got to the point where my daughters are at home, my husband's not home, I'm all alone, I'm trying to manage my body having a complete freak out, and I can't calm myself down. I lay on my bed, literally on my knees with my face down, and I just said, God, help me please. And I literally just went empty for a minute because there was nothing for me to do. Yeah. And God gave me, I believe truly from him, and I find that when he shows me things, he always reaffirms them as well. Because you always go, was I just thinking that myself? Or was that really you? But it definitely was. He showed me a picture of a crying baby. The kind of baby you pick up and they're in a full-fledged fit and they're pulling away from you and you're trying to comfort them and they won't have it. They're just freaking out, sobbing, red, pulling away. And you're just having to let them be until they completely get so exhausted by themselves that they finally surrender. And then you're able to rub their little head and wipe their little tears and let them melt on you, and they finally just like lay and they're done. And he showed me how much people, I don't think just women, we are always thinking of what to do and we're anticipating that next step and what that looks like and having these freakouts, and we have a comforter. We have this awesome comforting place to sit and receive, and we don't. And I think of relationships, like if you had a best friend or your spouse and they never let you hug on them, they never let you, you want to give them a hug and they pull away, or you want to kiss them, there's no connection. You feel a rejection. Yeah. And to me, what he was showing me was, I have all this love and comfort to give, and no one will sit still long enough to receive it.
Because we can do it all by ourselves.
That's right. And to me, that was so profound. And he said, I want you to spend this traveling time with your family. Tell them the story. Receive from me the whole way there, and you'll be okay. And, I used to think, okay, maybe I just need to take a Xanax. Well, if you have to take a Xanax to do things, he also confronted me with that. Don't do it. If it's that uncomfortable, if you can't receive enough peace before you do that, maybe it's not for you. That was just it was pretty huge for me.
Yeah. I know you hit on something. You were talking about, right, this anticipation, right? Because we all get ourselves all anxious and worked up. I mean, not that any of you have done that before. Or myself, Brandi.
No, totally cool.
But maybe a couple times where I'm already telling myself.
I almost popped a Xanax today. Where's the Xanax? I'm stressing out.
Being here on television with all of you. But, right, we tell ourselves these stories. It is true, right? These stories in our head. We're already forward thinking. Here's how it's going to go. We're getting ourselves anxious and doing all these things. But that we just need to be, and I know you and I were talking about and discussing is, everyday life is that. From the moment we wake up in the morning, our feet hit the floor in the morning, we're racing, we're going. But you were talking about, because I said to you, I said, Brandi, I mean, how do you every day fill yourself up? Because I've had so many people say to me, I give and give and give, especially in this industry, all of us, right, to other people. And I feel like my cup is empty. Right? But I say it doesn't have to be that once a year event that you go to something and get your cup filled up. It can be daily. And so I'd love for you to share with everybody what you do daily, maybe some ideas that you can fill themselves up and it'd be okay. Right?
Yeah.
Surrender.
Yes. Honestly, we laugh about this, but I'm always, flash lightning because I have to be. I'm like, I would sleep till the very last second. So if I can do it, anyone can do it because I listen to my favorite speaker every morning. While I'm getting ready, I'm just hearing a good word. I'm hearing encouragement for myself. Yeah. Walking up all the drive to work, I'm listening to what makes me feel good, that anthem song, that soul song, that, to fill up and have a power, what I call like a power soul song. So you feel like strong. You want to feel strong. And just like when you listen to music when you work out, you need to listen. I'm about to go work out. I'm about to pour into people. I'm about to spend time listening to problems and really having to think about how I'm affecting people. You have to have an anthem. You got to do it, So I get to work and all the way up the stairs, literally until that last second, I am filling up. And again, another, I always go, this is my story. My, authentic self is I go to God. My relationship with Christ is my foundation. So when I'm walking up the stairs, I ask for help. I ask for strength. I ask for him to move where I maybe, like you said, don't see it. And that I leave an impact. So doing that is huge. And then the idea of filling up enough that it naturally overflows. Yeah. Because if you're trying really hard, it's exhausting. I don't want to try really hard. I mean, do we really want to try that hard? I don't. I want it to become natural. Yeah. I want to walk up the stairs and it roll, and that to me is the power. That's where I get my source.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's a daily practice. So I would encourage all of you, find out what that daily practice is, whether it be a song, music. I have a devotional myself that I just take 5 minutes, and there's times I'll catch myself 2 hours into my day and go, oh my goodness, I haven't even filled up yet. I really couldn't give 5 minutes because I know if I do that several days in a row, I'm shorter with people. I'm not good for myself. I'm not good for my family, for my customers, my clients, my friends. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So figure out what that is, no matter what that is for you. Just find out. I mean, like I said, music, I am messages, whatever.
I love the devotional too. Like I said, I listen to Joyce Meyer every morning, or most every morning. But listening to the, or having a devotional, something so simple. And it's amazing. As a girlfriend years ago gave me a devotional book. I mean, it was 7 years ago, and it's May, it's all the date. So I go to the date. If I miss a few days, I still go to the date. Yeah. And it's amazing to me that it's always relevant. I know. It's truly incredible. Like year after year after year, it's still mark. Yes. It's on the mark. And so I always feel like, when we run to God, he meets us. He doesn't leave us hanging. Nope. And thank God, that because what an awesome thing to just always have that standby and to know we can reach out. Because this life is not easy. This is not an easy gig, right? No. Not an easy gig. No.
It's not.
It's not. But it can be great.
Can be great. We're here for one another, just like today. So I want to thank you for sharing a very personal story.
Of course. I'm thrilled to share that.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one. I'm not, right?
Right. No, but I just knew that it would be so prevalent and relevant to our audience and feeling like that and anxiety. And And I know many of you, like I said, here it is February, and you're thinking to yourselves, you set your New Year's resolution or whatever that was in January. I want to show up. I want to be my best self. I want to manage stress in my life. I want to be better for my family. But I do believe, as somebody said to me years ago, Tracey, you're never going to be your best self until you slow down. And I get goosebumps right now. I could cry. I thought, slow down? Well, I don't slow down. What do you mean slow down? But it was until you're still and take a few minutes every day, you're not going to be able to show up, be your best self. I'm like, really? You mean I don't need to? And I will say, it's the truth. So when you shared that story, I thought, everybody has to hear this. You've probably have heard it before, but maybe this is your time. So I encourage you, find, I love Joy Smart, whoever that is, whatever music that is for you, whatever devotional, read it. It doesn't matter. Take the time. Slow down to speed up.
Yes.
Slow down.
I remember something, I think of Martin Luther King said, I have so much to do today that first thing I'm going to do is, or the first half, I could get this wrong, but the first part of my day I'm going to pray. I have so much to do today that the first thing I'm going to do is pray. Because I can't do it by myself. I just don't think we're made to do it by ourselves. I'm not. I can't. I'm amazed people trying because I can't do it. Can't do it.
I tried for a long time.
I tried. No. It's exhausting. It's ruining my makeup. It's making me tired. I can't handle.
No, it is exhausting. Well, I just hope that you found encouragement. Brandi, thank you for being on the show again, taking time out because you're busy. Again, we've talked about. I know you're juggling a lot.
I would do anything with you, Tracey, because you energize me, so it's a thrill.
Oh, I appreciate being here, and again, just follow Brandi. We'll make sure that we put up her Instagram, and she's so much fun to watch, and what's going on. But until next month, again, I just encourage you to take this time, slow down to speed up. It's all about being the best version of yourself in business, body, and life. Until next month, I'll see you again.